In 2021, over 80,000 people died in the United States from opioids, and over 3/4 involved fentanyl. 2 milligrams of fentanyl is enough to kill a person. A sugar packet full of fentanyl could kill 2,000 people. Pill presses and dyes can be purchased on eBay with Bitcoin. Fentanyl can be purchased online from China. One can learn how to press fake pills on YouTube. In the past 2 years, counterfeit pills containing fentanyl have increased by 430%. If someone offers you a pill at a party, what do? Where is it from? Is it pharmaceutical or fake? Can you tell if there's fentanyl present? Do you know that one bad pill can kill? Rudyard Kipling said, "If history were taught in the form of stories, it would never be forgotten." On November 1st, 2021, we began an innovative school project in the TEAL Center at Newark Tech High School in Newark, New Jersey. Our goal is for the students to produce a public service announcement telling the story of the dangers of fentanyl. It will be student-written, student-directed, and student-approved. It will be called One Pill Can Kill. This is the story of the first chapter of the Storyteller Project. Chapter 1, Creating the Word.
I knew about fentanyl, but I didn't know how dangerous it was and how cheap it was and how easily accessible it is. I didn't know about that.
What about you, Francisca?
Yeah, I didn't know. People out here that you just don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they're doing. We didn't know what opioids were. And it's kind of crazy because, like, if I didn't know what opioids were, if my class didn't know, then it's like, how many people out there really don't know?
In the past 2 years, we have conducted 6 separate Model 3 opioid awareness programs with approximately 400 high school students. Over 80% of the students did not know about the dangers of fentanyl or that one pill can kill.
Us kids, we listen to us kids.
I feel like they know, like, okay, like, we're actually talking business, especially when it comes to something so serious like opioids and, you know, how it impacts people. They're like, okay, if Didi and Amber are talking about this, then, like, we have to learn about it too, type thing.
But when you hear from students your age, like, I'm able to say important information in a different way versus an adult. And sometimes when, you know, adults talk to children, it could feel like they're talking at you versus talking to you. I think it's always important to show, like, I learned something and now I'm coming back to teach somebody else, like the cycle could continue. I think, like, saying that I was a peer ambassador and just, like, I was a part of, like, a wonderful project in general, and just, and I sure did put on my college application. Yes, ma'am. Because, like, it shows, like, well, personally for me, it showed that I'm a part of, like, something greater.
We do a lot of outreach and education as well. So that's a big part of it, is awareness as far as what's going on, trends, threats, things that we see. And we try to reduce the demand, right? Because there's always this balance of supply and demand. So as long as there's a demand, there's going to be a supply, because there's drug traffickers who want to be out there making money and profiting from illegal substances.
Bringing the DEA, it was really good because then, like, kids like us got to really, like, see into their world and what they're doing behind the scenes as well. It's not easy either. Like, when I think of DEA, I don't really think of people, you know, like, works in the office, like, trying to, like, spread ways to not, like, have this happen. I think of, like you said, like, dogs, like, sniffing around in suitcases, like, trying to get somebody in trouble, not, like, you know, them actually wanting to keep this trouble out of the street. Kaylin was really impactful. She brought in, like, another light. Like, she was, like, an older sister to me. And Amber, you know, like, she would give us advice, especially during the peer ambassador, like, training, when she would be on the Zooms. Like, she made time, you know, to say, like, this is how you do this, this is how you do that.
She was an adult, but she was able to talk to us and not, like, talk at us. I really messed with the way she came in and brought her personality and, like, kept us on track when we was giving presentations.
You did the stuff they did, and you were part of the crew. Like, I didn't have to be good at basketball. I didn't have to be good at soccer. I didn't have to be good at none of that stuff. All I had to do was do the drugs they were doing. And if I did those drugs and I was able to get those drugs, or I had money to get then I was okay and I was part of. And that led me down a horrible, horrible, horrible line of bad mistakes, one after another, right? Jails, institutions, ODs. Right? And it's crazy because that wasn't the plan.
Respect to you, Mr. Chris. You came in and you told your story, and literal tears was rolling down our faces. Like, it's one thing to get like spit at about statistics and about this. When you hear someone's real life story and what they've been through, and then the whole it was just a whole lot of that just really, you know, like relayed the message of like one pill can kill. You have to be very careful. It's a slippery slope once you start. It was just really amazing. To make high schoolers shed a tear, then you're doing your job. Like, I really messed.
I call it applied common sense, right? Like, we're not really teaching the stuff that you really don't know. Maybe some different things, a little bit more information, but you got this, right? So it's like, now it's just applying common sense. Common sense would say, call 911, if you know about it. And so it's really important to just continually pound on these fundamentals, and that's why we say the 3 must-knows. So, what are the 3 must-knows?
One pill can kill.
Opioids are illegal and
Good Samaritan law.
Good Samaritan law. And so what we've really done with the 3 must-knows is it's sort of like 3 chapters. So we talk about, here's the headline, 3 headlines. And then we talk about why the headlines actually make sense. Because if we just told you the headlines, you'd be like, oh, okay, those are just headlines, right? So now you know one pill can kill. Why does it kill? Because it could have fentanyl in there. How many times stronger is fentanyl than heroin?
50.
50 times, right? So now it's starting to become like muscle memory. We are proud to say that after completing the Model 3 Opioid Awareness Program, 100% of our TEAL students knew about the dangers of fentanyl and that one pill can kill.
Sit here, you're supposed to think, incorporate ideas. What is our message? How do we want to show this message? What is the best approach to show this message? Who is our audience? How will they react to this? What do we want them to react to? How do we want them to react? All these questions that are like really into the storytelling process, we have to answer them.
The TEAL students were placed into 3 groups and were tasked to create a unique story about the dangers of fentanyl for a PSA. Volunteer skills ambassadors from Horizon Media worked with the groups and helped teach them presentation and storytelling skills for the pitch. At the pitch, each group presented their PSA story to a panel of experts who chose the story to be produced by the entire class.
Maybe belittle his feelings.
Yeah, I thought so. That made more sense.
Yeah,
Belittle his feelings.
that's really good.
Of what we want to show and how we want people to feel in the future in a more organized way. An example would be like we organize how much like the minutes of what, and like in the first minute we'll talk about this, and then the second minute we'll talk about this.
We spent a lot of time organizing that, like how we were going to present it to the judges. We were looking for facts for like a hook for the story and everything.
Into like a quick statistic or something, which 2 and 3 we might be able to make just one slide. And like just like use like the purpose with like a statistic or like.
Monica's extremely helpful. She really sits there and helps us like, you know, pick out our like little mistakes or just like perfect everything that we have. And she allows for us to be free with our ideas. She doesn't really guide us, but she provides us with feedback that really helps us and like pushes us in the correct path.
30 seconds to a minute at the end of like each slide, understanding that you want to ensure that people are grasping and understanding.
Cutting her off, she goes to an outside source, which is the drug dealer character we have here.
I got the idea from Stephanie and Zach, who are our mentors from Horizon Media, and they gave us the idea to even make a storyboard for it, or like I felt like would be the best to draw or convey through like a visual like image. So I feel like it's easier for me to use stuff like visuals, like storyboards, like actually drawing out the people, what they're gonna be doing, what they're wearing, stuff like that just really helps me. Storyboarding is not all about just drawing pictures, it's about like being able to like relate a message to somebody else as well as yourself.
In my hands, I have 2 pens. One represents life, and the other represents death.
Now you don't know which pen represents what, but I still want you to select a pen. Now this is what teenagers our age go through. Playing a game of Russian roulette. Mr. Greg, you selected the left pen, and that pen was death. And this is why our mission is to let others have the knowledge of making better choices. Teenagers are always given the choice of having to choose between these two pens. The outcome is life or death.
Her assignments on time. At this point of our story, she's already hooked on taking these Adderall pills. And actually, 1 in 6 college students, according to Ohio State University, use Adderall without a prescription.
Then in the next scene, it cuts to her roommate coming in to give her the last bottle of pills, where she tells her she can no longer supply her with Adderall because she's running out and she needs it for herself since she actually does have ADHD.
Normally, out of 10 pills, 4 of those pills could be laced with fentanyl and you would never know.
So it cuts to a black screen. It's your choice. 1 pill can kill.
The pills, throws them in the cabinet, and slams it shut, trying to escape from the situation. In his reflection, Jake appears right behind him. The ghost of Jake sticks out his tongue, and there appears to be a single pill on his tongue. And this lets Damien know that he cannot escape from the situation. The pill may be small, but the consequences are enormous. You could be here one day and gone the next.
That was super impressive, right?
Excellent.
They did a phenomenal job.
Really great.
I wonder, and I'm probably getting a little ahead, but I wonder if there's not sort of like acts of it, right? Where maybe there's a couple different versions. I mean, they would have to be thematically the same. I know we're supposed to pick one, don't get me wrong.
Hey, Karen, I hate to tell you that our job here is to play favorites.
I know. No. I'm saying, I know it sounds like I don't want to play favorites.
Towards the even though the sound, you couldn't hear the pitch, I think the story and number 2, the second group really resonated.
Say, I would like group 3 to execute group 2's vision starring group 1.
Go forward and produce and make this thing. We've chosen group 2 for their amazing storyline and cast of characters and everything else. So great job.
Wait, it was presentation 2, not group 2.
Oh, group 2. Oh,
group
yeah,
2 was
presentation.
the first presentation 2.
Presentation 2. So there I did exactly what Faye Dunaway did at the Oscars.
Why did you guys pick group 2?
And not us.
Okay.
Presentation 2.
Yeah, presentation 2.
Do you see that?
That's
we
right.
thought that the storyline of 2 was the most creative and most relatable for both students and adults. We didn't think the presentation was any better than the others. All 3 presentations were excellent, but the storyline and the images we thought would translate well to a screen.
And we also liked the fact that it was there was a big, one of the parts of the storyline was there's a party scene and there's a lot of people involved. So how, one person taking drugs translates to a whole group of people and what they think of it and all that other stuff. And I thought that was powerful. I really did. I like that. Not that the other ones weren't, but I thought that was definitely really
Bello, you're making a comeback after the announcement.
I know. After being Faye Dunaway at the Oscars, I get it. Yes.
It was a very tough decision. They were all excellent. I tried to suggest that we do 3 different PSAs, but Bruce was having no part of it. We have to make a decision, but they were all excellent. I think that there's probably pieces.
Bruce is going to be the guy. Yes. Bruce will be playing the ghost.
Hello?
Hi.
Do you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good. This is perfect. I read it last night. It's perfect. You don't have to change the word. Class dismissed. April Fools. There has to be a reason for everything. I would suggest, because you only have a minute, that you only need 2 boys. You don't have enough time to actually get to learn 3 different faces or 3 different personas. And it may be more powerful to have these 2 best friends as opposed to just another boy in the crowd, because then you know that he's not trying to hurt him. He's his friend. So that even the people with best intentions and people close to you can do you harm.
Amen. Yeah.
And other than that, I really do think it's good. I mean, I really do think that it works well. And it speaks to the people. No, it's not. No, you only get 1 April Fool's, only 1. No April Fool's. No, I think it works well. Do you know who's going to be doing what?
That's the thing. We're like, should we just pick somebody, or like, should we like auditions, or like, I don't.
Audition people.
We're gonna be starting with the auditions. It's 10:36 right now. We need to be done by 11. I want everybody to go up first. We're gonna have Joelle, and then we're gonna have Amber. We're gonna have and Katrina, and then we're gonna have you guys go again. And then once that's done, we're gonna reevaluate, and we'll call you back in later. I want you guys to be okay. I want you guys to be calm. I want you guys to be collected. I want you to meditate, do whatever you need to get ready the next few minutes, and then I want you up here, and I want you to do great.
You'll be the only one here not to take it. Like, you'll be fine, I promise. Trust me, like, you're gonna love me after you take this.
Seriously, more than you love yourself, girl?
Of course. And then, I don't know.
Yeah. Y'all just like, if y'all like that was for the first time, that was really good. So
yeah,
if y'all were to,
in my head, it's a friendship now, so the lines aren't as
more
that's playful. Yeah,
that's good. I was gonna. You did exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be my first time, so I'm a little
nervous. Do you want to be the only one not to take this? Trust me, you'll have the best time of your life.
You say so.
Girl, you're fine.
Some young teen taking a pill because his friend said to, and all of a sudden now you have a dead friend, a grieving mother, and grieving like friends who will never see them again. And as dramatic as it sounds, like, it's the truth. You know, this can happen to anybody, and it's something that we can prevent simply by like spreading the word.
This is the end of the first chapter of the Storyteller Project.